What is that one piece of gear that you have had for years that has been everywhere with you that you will never part ways with that tells your story? I've got mine, and it's a weird one. Coming up. So, on my latest kick of nostalgia and doing these videos of my history playing in bands and my life on tour and my life as a rock drummer, I kind of open up a floodgate. A lot of memories that I haven't thought about in years, and these weren't really planned videos initially. I mean, they were just kind of things that happened, and I decided just kind of in the moment shoot them and put them together, do quick edits on them, and put them out. I'm doing a series coming up on my 3 most influential drummers that have meant the most to me in my drumming life. And the first one that I did, that I'm working on now, I took some photos for the screenshot of it, and I decided to do something a little bit different. I pulled down my old cymbal case, and there's a bunch of stickers on it, and I just thought it would be a cool backdrop. I was going to put a photo of me when I first started playing drums on there, and I just thought it would be kind of cool, you know, my old cymbal case with all these stickers and everything. Now, this cymbal case I have had for probably 35 years. It was a hand-me-down from my dad, and he gave this case to me when I first started really playing out, and I've had it ever since, and I've taken it everywhere with me. This case has been fucking everywhere. Why am I making a video about a fucking cymbal case? Well, you know, when I was taking my photos for this screenshot, I didn't really think much of it. And then this morning I'm putting a screenshot together, and I'm like, oh, you know, this video would go good with this sticker that I have on there. And I really started looking at the case itself, and it really hit me like a fucking brick that this case, it's a snapshot of each moment in time of my drumming life. It's kind of a weird thing to shoot a video about, but I just felt the need to do it. I don't know. I mean, you tell me. But this is it. This is my old beat up cymbal case, and you see all the stickers on it. Each one of these just represents a moment in my drumming life. And, you know, with all, like I said, all these other videos I'm shooting, it just hit me today. You can see this way back here. This was a Faith No More sticker that started to peel off and got covered up eventually. These UGP stickers, UGP is a company out of Orlando, Florida. They do a lot of BMX clothing and soft goods, things like that. They sponsored my first band, Shyster, and they did all of our t-shirts for us, and they would give us clothes. We'd wear them all around. We'd hand out their stickers at shows, and just kind of a, you know, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of thing. It was a good relationship that we had. This Hot Water Music sticker, that's almost all the way gone. That has been on there since the mid-90s when they first started, and we were a very young band. We played a ton of shows with Hot Water Music, and they were just a local Gainesville band. We were just a local Orlando band, and that has been on there ever since. This SNFU sticker. Now, SNFU invited us out on tour in 1995. It was the first tour that I ever did. It was the first tour that Shyster ever did, and any of us in Shyster had ever done. And we went out for a week with them. And if you don't know who SNFU is, they are a legendary Canadian punk band, and you should fucking really check them out. So later on that summer, we had already developed a relationship and a friendship with Face to Face. We played a show with them, and they called us back and they invited us out on tour. Now, in between that, the tour officially kind of started off with Face to Face. We did 3 or 4 shows on the first Vans Warped Tour back in '95, and coincidentally with one of my all-time, still to this day, favorite bands, Quicksand. This sticker has been on there since the Warped Tour, and I love this sticker. I mean, if you guys, anybody who knows me, they've heard me fucking talk about Quicksand probably more than anything, and like, okay, yeah, we get it, Quicksand, they're awesome. I love Quicksand. They are one of my all-time favorite bands, top 5 records. Slip is, it's one of the few perfect records that's out there. Your Ex. This is a company that my friend Dave Buchanan started. We've got another one up here. Now, Dave and I played together for a brief period of time. I was lucky enough to play in his band with him, the TJ Hookers, up in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. I did a recording with him, So that is something I always think about Dave and those guys, Frank and TJ and all those guys when I look at this case. Inbred Records, some other great friends of mine, Craig Mazer and Justin Best, started Inbred Records way back in the 90s when Shyster was going strong. Played a ton of shows with Big Wig. Those guys, they were great guys. I still keep in touch with a few of them still to this day. Horace Pinker. Played a bunch of shows with Horace Pinker. Brian, the drummer, he had a record label called Off Time Records. Shyster was on Off Time Records. Our label mates at the time were at the Drive-In, the Chigliacs, Dynamite Boy from Texas. Most of the bands were from Texas. We were the outlier, I think, from Florida. What else do I have on here? The Archers of Loaf. We opened up for the Archers of Loaf at a place called the Sapphire Supper Club in Orlando, Florida. Got my Lagwagon sticker. We toured with Lagwagon in the mid-'90s. We were supposed to tour with them twice, but we only toured with them the second time around. First time around, we actually met them at this place called Club Nowhere. We opened up for them, which is when we met them. We opened up for them when they were touring for Trashed. And they got there, they sound checked and everything, and we got there, we loaded our stuff in, and we walked out, we just said hi to them. I didn't really know who they were. And they were sitting in the Lagwagon, the actual van that you see on the back of the record cover for Trashed. And we're like, hey, we're going to go to Taco Bell. You guys want to go? And they're like, no, it's cool. We ate this morning. And they were fucking dead ass broke. So we ran to Taco Bell, and we bought like 30 tacos and brought them back to them. So played the show, and I spent the whole show standing to the right of Derek watching him play, and I'm sure he was looking over like, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he staring at me? There was like 10 people there, so I'm sure he saw me standing there watching him. They spent the night at my place that night, and we just developed a friendship, and we stayed in touch for years. Joey called me a few months later and invited us out on the first tour, and also asked us to be on his first comp. He was doing a comp on his new record label called My Records. And so we did. We gave him a song to put on there, and just developed a friendship. Now, the first tour we were supposed to go on with Lagwagon, we couldn't do, and they were touring for Haas. And coincidentally, about 3 or 4 shows into what would have been our leg of the tour, they canceled the rest of the tour. And we didn't know why. We just heard that the drummer got sick, and they had to cancel the tour. So after they got home, I called Joey and just kind of wondering what happened. And he told me the whole story on what happened with that whole scenario. And we kept in touch, and he called me later on after Double Platinum came out, and they invited us out again, and we went out with them, and No Use for a Name, and Limp, and it was fucking awesome. This sticker right here, this is just a flight sticker that this thing has been on several flights. This case has been to Europe twice, 10 countries each time. It's been through the States probably 20 times at least. It's been from coast to coast in Canada, and it went to Australia, and it looks like it. I mean, this thing's just beat to shit. This hole right here was caused from, there was a rod in the center of the case that you would slide the cymbals on top of, and you'd lock it down with this bolt that was in there, or this nut, and that broke off somewhere along the line, so that's gone. And then I got an Impact Press here. That's another sticker from one of my friend Craig's ventures, Craig Mazer in Florida. And then ultimately we've got the Die Fabrik sticker. This is a youth hostel that Diesel Boy stayed in Germany. I think it was the first tour that I did with them in Europe. I think they had gone one other time before I was in the band. But that's it. I mean, I look at this thing, and each sticker is just a snapshot of a different point in time of my musical career. And it didn't hit me till this morning. I was just like, God, that's fucking cool, man. So I don't know if you'll think it is or not, but I don't know. I just kind of thought it was something that I wanted to talk about real quick, and that's about it. So what gear do you have that you've had forever that you'll probably never part with, and that tells a story about you? You can look back on and you can see this, and you're like, oh my gosh, I remember that time, I remember this, and it kind of takes you back in that moment in time. So I don't know how long these floodgates will be open, but I'm going to ride it out for as long as they are. And so anyway, I'm curious to hear what stuff that you have that gives you the same kind of memories that this gives me. And that's it. I don't know what's going to come out next, but probably some of the same shit. I'm going to do some drum covers too, so stay tuned. All right, we'll see you.